we didn't care about the risks or anything. It was just literally, I want to get as strong as possible. You think you're invincible. And I really thought I was invincible until I saw what happened to Dallas, because I was around Dallas every day.
Bangkok, Thailand is not a place where you can do Trenbolone. You'll get irritated with everything.
I could totally see that.
Yeah. So all the guys that are in Tren here, they keep your head down and they don't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well, when I'm in Tren, I just want to be in isolation. That's truly
Right.
it. I just want to be left completely alone, watch television, and sit in a quiet room. And I don't want any noise ever.
It's crazy, right? And do you feel like on Trembolo, I felt like reduced to like four basic emotions, like six,
Yes.
hunger,
Yep.
anger, and tiredness. That's
100%.
it.
And those middle two were the main ones. I felt like,
Yeah.
sex and then anger. That was all I felt, really. And I would just get pissed off at people for no reason a lot. I was like
It's
Leo too. Leo said he was like super paranoid all the time,
mhm,
and every girl he was with, he thought they were like cheating, and like you
right.
get all freaked. Like, when you're not with them, that's all you think about. You're like, they're cheating on me. I know it, and it just made my mind so weird.
No, I know it completely changes your personality. Now you adapt to particular situations. It makes you like a very insecure alpha beast.
Yes,
You're like
it's
super
100%.
alpha and ready to fight at any time, but inside you're deeply insecure. The reason why you started training, the reason every little insecurity just comes to the surface and just lingers in the back of your head. So when was the last time you took Tren? Because for me,
Three
it's
and a
been
half
like
years.
3.5. And don't you feel like at peace, way better now compared to,
Yeah, I do.
yeah,
My wife would kill me if I took Trent, like for real. She is not dealing with that garbage anymore.
no, right.
Because I mean, honestly, when I was on it, I wasn't the best boyfriend at the time because we were dating. I was a loose cannon, and I was very bipolar almost.
Oh,
So it's
really?
like, yeah, I mean, I just would be one moment I'd be fine, the next moment I wasn't. I think it affected me a lot more strongly than even most people. I just could not handle it. But the one thing it would really do is I would have far superior strength gains off that than any other steroid, besides
Yeah.
maybe Superdrol. I
Yeah.
responded amazingly to Tren Ace.
No, same here. There's nothing you can replace Tren Ace with, even at higher dosages of Primo and throwing goodies on top. There's nothing that replaces it. But it's such a love-hate relationship. You love the results in the gym, which you only have for an hour and a half, and then the other
Yeah.
23 hours in the day, you're like, you're dealing with the side effects. It's my wife told me to stop also, 7 years ago. She was like, okay, you want to be with me? This is not going to work. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's the
okay.
mental demons of Tren. Like it
Mm,
literally is. That's the best way I could describe it. Mental demons are constantly, you're fighting them. You're
mhm.
fighting your own brain chemistry. And to me, the strongest stack, as far as from a strength standpoint, powerlifting, the best strength stack I ever ran was Tren Ace, Test Enanthate, and then Super Drill. That
Oh
gave
man, yeah.
me the most ridiculous strength gains. But I just can't. I don't want to do that stuff anymore. So
No, so
I've
so so
done it. I've
you
lived it.
you started relatively young, right? At the age of 19,
20.
20. Okay, so give us a little bit of a backstory on how you got started, because you were one of the first on YouTube just to be open about it. You were one of the OGs that opened the door for me, Boston, Tony Huge, and Rich Piana, dude, just to be open about their drug use and not say that you're a natty so you can get sponsored by Gymshark. So, right?
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do
Well,
now.
really, so you're one of the originators to pave the way for the rest of the fitness industry regarding being open about performance enhancing drugs. So how did you get started?
Well, as far as with performance enhancing drugs, like honestly, I saw Boston's video first, the really old one that made him go
Right.
viral, where he was like literally showing him pinning himself and stuff. That was the first video I ever saw about anabolics online where somebody was open. So that gave
Mm-hmm.
me kind of a confidence to say my own thing. And I looked pretty rough back then. I look at those videos and I was like, wow, I don't even look like the same person. But I came out with it because back then, at that point in time, the early days of YouTube, 2010 or so, 2012, it was
Mm-hmm.
very stigmatized. Everybody thought the cops were going to come to your door and break your door down if you admitted to using steroids.
Right.
We were always in fear of getting arrested at that point. Whereas now it's like, you can be as open as can be, and that's never going to happen. They don't care. But back then, like there was real fear, like you're going to get arrested. So I don't know. I just felt like being honest about it. And at that point in time, I thought I was going to come off for good. I just gotten a new girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come off.
Um,
And then, of course, that didn't last very
Yeah.
long.
now,
But
now we're like 9 years ahead. What happened?
I know
You
it's
know?
like then I went absolutely crazy, and basically that relationship. I don't know. All the caffeine's hitting me, but I was on. I wasn't even that strong. Or I mean, I was strong, but I wasn't where I could have been. I should have had a much stronger base when I got on.
Yeah.
I know I could have done that, but I just succumbed to peer pressure of seeing the guys around me blow past me, which really kind of pissed me off. I was like, I'm better than this guy. He's blowing past me. What is he doing? And he was doing super drones instead pro hormones.
Yeah.
And so I got into it. And back then there was no education either. We didn't have resources like you and Leo and Derek, where it's like, okay, guys, this is the risk long term. It was just like, nobody dies from steroids. You'll be fine.
All right,
Um,
where are the bodies? Right, you remember that
yeah, that
quote
was
from a
that was
bigger,
the
stronger,
quote.
faster? And oh, they're not all around us now. Man,
And
it's insane.
I'm really good friends with Mark Bell, but I'm
Mm.
like that documentary did not age very well because
Mm,
the
yes,
documentary was kind of downplaying the
some of it,
risks,
yeah, some of it, yeah. It was a good
I'm like,
documentary
yeah,
to watch though, and then I think I was still drug free at the time, so I was like, yeah, okay. I still did my research, and I was a little bit late to the party at the age of 26. But yeah, back then we didn't really know as much as we do now, and it's only been 10 years. I mean, now the industry and the information that's available is huge to the point everybody gets paralysis by analysis. Nowadays, you don't even know who to listen to and who to follow because there's so much information out there that a lot of people get paralysis by analysis. So, so how do you think that, like, you started 9 years ago, and do you think like the peer pressure and being on YouTube and getting encouraged kind of played into you never coming off cycle?
yeah, because I was trying to become the best I could be at powerlifting. So I want to compete with these guys at the top. And I did the bigger competitions. I did the competitions where all the top guys would fly in and compete with each other. And so it was kind of expected. Everyone's on trend. Like you want to be as strong as possible. So we didn't care about the risks or anything. It was just literally, I want to get as strong as possible. You think you're invincible. And I really thought I was invincible until I saw what happened to Dallas because
Yeah.
I was around Dallas every day.
Oh, really? Oh, we
So
trained at the same gym, right?
two different gyms. We were at the exact same gyms in two
Uh-huh.
different states.
And so you had a little bit of a deadlift competition with the guy sometimes because he was
Yeah,
really strong also.
he was one of the bodybuilders who came on and he was like rivaling powerlifting strength. And
Hmm.
it like he made me feel insecure a bit because he was nipping at my heels on deadlift. And I was like, deadlift's my lift. And he's like right there.
Yeah.
And we deadlifted in the exact same room and I would see him around. He'd be in the gym like midday, there'd be no one else there. He'd be with his trainer and he'd be like supersetting, doing circuits, going from machine to machine with no rest and throwing up in the garbage can and stuff. So this was about
Yeah.
a year and a half before he passed away. And then he moved to Florida and I never saw him again. He
Yeah.
got the deal with Redcon and then
Right.
he basically moved.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
very
was
sad.
there his
You,
early days. I saw him.
right, right. So you saw him progress, and then you feel a little bit, maybe, with the strength, you feel like a little bit threatened, and then you
Yep.
take a little bit more risk yourself. Do you feel that way now, looking back?
Yeah. I mean, he literally pulled 865 and then he tried 900-pound deadlift. And then like 4 days later, I pulled 900 pounds. And I just wanted to be the best at like something like deadlift because I wasn't a good bencher. I mean, I was decent, but not great. And he killed me on bench and like he was just a beast. And
Yeah.
but really when I saw what happened to him, it hit me quite hard because I saw the guy every day. I was like, he was the same age as me. Our
Hmm.
birthdays were 1 month apart, one
Oh,
month.
wow.
We were
Wow.
the exact same age. So when he passed away at age 26, it freaked me out. I was like, this is impossible. This is never supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
It
you became a
scares
little
me.
bit, became a little bit more health conscious after that. I think the whole fitness industry tried to become a little bit more health conscious, but like a lot of people, they have short memory, right? So they remember Dallas Mc.Carver, and then for 6 months later, it's like right back to the usual. So how did it affect you, and did you make any changes going forward after that incident?